What's going on YouTube? I'm Gentz and you're listening to the Not Entertained Weekly Not. These are my quick reactions to the news of the week. Links to the in-depth articles will be posted in the description below. As always, be sure to subscribe to the channel and follow us on Twitter. Alright guys, for the week in April 19th, we got Sony PlayStation announcing that the PS5 will be backwards compatible. For me, I know that I'll be paying attention to the news and further developments that come out with PS5. Again, I don't think it's going to be coming out anytime soon. My guess would be probably around 2021 we'll start seeing it or hearing more information about it. But for them to be upfront and say that backwards compatibility is definitely going to be a thing is great in my book, and it's already going to solidify my purchase going forward. So we'll see what happens. Disney finally gave us some details on their year one content plans and their pricing models for their streaming service Disney Plus. I was a little disappointed on this. I put some of this information out on Twitter, but I was looking forward to seeing some of their live action Marvel series available at launch of the service, but seeing that won't be the case for now, I'll probably wait until they start bringing in some of that content and then I'll consider it. I think they're listing the pricing at $7.99 a month, which isn't too crazy, especially if the content's going to be better or at the level that it was for Netflix. In music news, we got one of my favorites, Flying Lotus, announcing that he's going to have a new album coming out on May 24th. It's been a minute since his last album. I've pretty much been a fan of him for going on 7-8 years now. I'm excited for this. He always does something new and interesting. I'll be curious to see if he has any other major or secret hitting collabs coming on the album, but I'm excited. Alright, for all you Battle Royale people, Fortnite is introducing a new mode called Air Royale, which is strictly air combat head-to-head in the same style as the typical Fortnite experience, but now it's customized with planes and guns and all kinds of wacky ideas. I think it's something interesting and new they're trying to play with. I think they've been mulling over the idea of incorporating vehicles to Fortnite, so at least in a permanent sense. So I'm sure depending on how this goes, we might see vehicles come further down the line. They're still trying to remain as relevant and dominant in the format as they can be, so this is one way that they can test the waters and see what the reaction is from the community. Alright, we got to get to some troubling news. I already talked about Disney Plus and what their plan is for their streaming service, but DC is having some difficulties. The news came out over the last couple of days that they shut down production on their live action version of Swamp Thing that's supposed to be airing on their streaming service again, DC Plus, and it's not good. It was still in production and they cut the production. They shut everything down on the heels of them just releasing a trailer for the series. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but this is definitely a troubling sign for DC and just their plans for content. Who knows if what's happening here won't happen to other projects that they said were gonna come in the future. I don't know what's going on, man. It's always something going on with DC. I just don't get it. Some more scandalous news. I don't know if you guys saw, but the creators of Stranger Things on Netflix are being sued right now for plagiarism. There's more information in the article below, but it looks like they're going to be heading to court fairly soon. Who knows what's going to happen? I don't know if this is shame on the creators for blinding Netflix to what was going on, or if this is Netflix trying to cover up their dealings and what they allow through and all that kind of stuff. We'll see what happens, guys. To all the Persona 5 fans like myself, if you guys played the game or heard of it, or they actually just on the heels of them bringing Joker, the main character from Persona 5, to Super Smash Brothers, the news came out that they're actually going to be making a manga for the series. This will be pretty interesting. Viz Media is getting the license to it. I'll be down to read it. Hopefully they'll expand on more than what just the game was. If you played it, you guys will know what I'm talking about here, but there was a lot of space in between your deadlines for accomplishing tasks and getting treasures and all that kind of stuff, so they can fill a lot of that time in. There's a whole bunch they could probably explore mementos also, so I'm down for this. So earlier this year we found out that Will Smith will no longer be playing Deadshot in the sequel to Suicide Squad 2. This was announced shortly before the trailer for the live action Aladdin movie came out. I don't know if they have anything to do with one another, but since then we found out that Idris Elba will be reprising his role as Deadshot in the sequel. But now we're hearing that there's rumors John Cena is potentially up to be cast also in Suicide Squad 2. There's not too many details out yet, but it's interesting. I could see him fitting with what they're trying to do. He's a goofy character. He's obviously has the wrestler persona going for him and his advantage. We'll see if they're gonna. What bothers me is that I just really don't know if they're gonna try and continue with the events of the first Suicide Squad, and then, you know, it's weird to me to call it Suicide Squad 2 when you might not have the same exact cast from the first film, and even more so if the events don't continue from where they left off in the first film. This is probably me overthinking things, but anyway, I'd be interested to see it. Idris Elba looks good in the new Hobbs and Shaw movie, which I'll be talking about a little bit later, but good for him and good for John if they get this through. We finally got a new story trailer for the EA Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order video game. A lot of people were upset by what they saw. I don't know what they were expecting. We didn't see any gameplay. Very little about the story is known. For me, if this game is supposed to come out this year, which I believe it is, I don't know why you would slow roll anything about the game, any particulars. They maybe is just holding back for E3 later this year, but I don't think that's the move if they're really trying to push this. Star Wars games with EA have not been as great as they used to be, in my opinion, but there's potential, I guess, but we've seen this before, and I'm very wary of this title. In more Netflix news, they revealed that the Witcher series, which is a video game for those that aren't aware, but the live action adaptation of The Witcher will be on Netflix. They said it's going to come out this year. They were being really quiet about when they plan to get the content out there, but it looks like we can expect it at the end of the year. And again, for those that don't know, Henry Cavill will be playing the main character Geralt from the game, so we got something to look forward to come maybe October, November. And more video game turned live action series news. We finally got some information on who will be cast to play Master Chief in the Halo TV series. Pablo Schriber, you might remember him from Orange is the New Black or Den of Thieves. He'll be playing Master Chief. No news of casting or Cortana or the timing of this whole series, but interesting news nonetheless. I'll keep my eye out for it. Alright guys, as I mentioned before, going back to Hobbs and Shaw, they just dropped a new trailer for it. I wasn't expecting this trailer for this movie. It definitely showed more in this trailer the influences from Fast and Furious. I won't front, I was hating on this movie. It just felt, I didn't see why Fast and Furious needed a spinoff and why Hobbs of all characters would be the one to get a spinoff. But I can't lie, y'all, the trailer looks dope. I think I'm actually gonna see it. It's a very silly, over-the-top action comedy, buddy cop-ish, Fast and Furious type of movie. I think it looks good. I'm pleasantly surprised, so hats off to Jason Statham, hats off to Wayne, hats off to everybody else involved with the project. Shout out again to Idris Elba for his work. He looks like he'll be playing the villain role, so this might give him some, we might get some insight into how he'll probably portray Deadshot in Suicide Squad 2, but I'll be checking this out, guys. Let me know how you guys feel about the trailer. Let me know if you guys are going to check this out. I'm going to wrap this up here. That's my recap for the news of this week. Be sure to follow us on YouTube and Twitter, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.